Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something pretty fascinating. We're stepping right into the minds of the top 1% to decode the psychology of energy protection. We're going to uncover exactly why elite minds never, and I mean never, engage in pointless arguments. It's one of those concepts that completely shifts how you view every single interaction in your day. Honestly, it might just save you from your own worst habits.
I mean, we've all been there, right? Picture that deeply frustrating moment. Maybe it's a tense holiday dinner, a sudden disagreement at the office, or, one of those toxic comment threads online. You are locked in a debate, trying desperately to prove a point to someone who is entirely committed to misunderstanding you. So you talk in circles, you raise your voice, your heart rate spikes, your stress hormones are just flooding your system. And by the end of it, what you actually have to show for it? Just pure, heavy exhaustion.
So, let's really dive into this. The elite minds out there, they know a fundamental truth. Your energy is your absolute most valuable currency. They treat cognitive energy like literal gold. I mean, think about it from a purely biological standpoint. Your brain consumes about 20% of your body's energy. When you argue, you're triggering a fight or flight response, burning through finite reserves of glucose and spiking your cortisol levels. So, arguing with fools isn't just annoying, it is the absolute fastest way to go into cognitive bankruptcy. You're spending a very finite physical and mental resource on an interaction that gives you absolutely nothing back.
That brings us to Section 1, the cost of arguing. Let's look at the mental and physical toll.
Let's really analyze the toll of these debates. When the dust finally settles and the argument is over, your return on investment is exactly this: zero. Literally zero. Your brain just did a massive amount of heavy lifting to yield a 0% return. And honestly, it's worse than just a temporary dip. Because of decision fatigue, that cognitive drain lingers. It means you have less energy for your actual work, your family, or your creative pursuits. All that frustration, and the payoff is absolute zero. You've essentially just thrown your most valuable currency right into a void.
Moving on to Section 2, the law of energy preservation and the elite mindset. To avoid this massive brain drain, the elite mind operates on a specific framework known as the law of energy preservation. It's the principle that every single ounce of mental energy spent on a pointless debate is energy stolen from your goals, your deep work, and your peace of mind. And I really want to emphasize that word, stolen. It isn't just about the 10 minutes you spent arguing. When you're in the shower still arguing with someone in your head 3 hours later, or you're tossing and turning in bed thinking the perfect comeback, you are allowing them to actively rob you of the fuel you need to achieve your own ambitions.
Which leads us to Section 3, dominance over emotions and using silence as power.
Now, this is where we need to reframe silence entirely. It is not a weakness, it's absolute power. Look at the two sides here. On one side, we have the average reactive mindset. It takes zero discipline to react to an insult. A toddler can throw a tantrum when provoked, right? It's kind of the default human setting. But on the other side, that is terrifying mental toughness. It takes an incredible amount of psychological fortitude to look at disrespect, smile, and simply walk away. Why? Because you value your time infinitely more than you value satisfying the ego of someone whose opinion you don't even respect.
So the really crucial point here is that walking away is never surrendering. Actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. Refusing to argue is asserting total, unbreakable dominance over your own emotions. It's a highly calculated assertion of self-control. You are the sole governor deciding where your energy goes, and you are actively choosing to cut off their supply. Basically, you're looking at a bad investment and just deciding not to open your wallet.
Let's look at Section 4, defending your focus by denying them access.
This builds perfectly into recognizing the true motives of people who try to drag you into their drama. As our source material puts it so incredibly well, when someone tries to pull you into their chaos, they are trying to steal your focus. You literally have to deny them access at the gates. It is such a massive psychological trap to feel this burning need to be right in front of everyone. Let them be wrong. It is absolutely okay to let people be right in their own delusion. Your job on this planet is not to be a full-time educator for deliberate ignorance.
And finally, Section 5, building your empire and redirecting your fire.
All right, let's get into the action plan. This is where all of that mental toughness transforms into concrete steps for your daily life. These are your new aggressive mandates. First up, protect your peace aggressively. Treat it like a VIP room with a very strict bouncer. Second, stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. It's a complete waste of breath. Third, stop seeking validation from outside sources. And most importantly, take all of that fire, all of that cognitive energy you just saved and redirect it into your true purpose. Whether that's your career, your family, or your personal growth, your actual job is to build your empire.
This quote right here is the absolute core ethos of everything we've unpacked today. Save your words, build your future. Think of it literally, right? Every single word you hold back from a pointless argument is a brick you retain, and you can use those bricks to build the life, the peace, and the goals you actually care about.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question to really chew on the next time you feel the bait of a pointless debate. Will you let their chaos bankrupt your energy, or will you use your silence to build an unbreakable mind? The choice of how you spend your most valuable currency is entirely up to you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.